What's up, guys? NFL Talk. Today's January 15th, 2017, and we have to talk about this game, man. Awesome to the end. One of the best games, one of the best playoff games I've ever seen. Straight up. These two teams put on a show and went down to the wire, and it was intense. I was having a panic attack right now. Like, oh, please don't let this team win. And they didn't. The Green Bay Packers win this game with a field goal for a second attempt because the Dallas Cowboys called that timeout and it was like, oh boy, they try to pull something off, trying to get this kicker off his game, but he was able to knock down that, I think, 50-yard field goal. Nasty. The Packers win 34 to the Dallas Cowboys 31. The Green Bay Packers did a fantastic job in the first half. The defense worked well in the first quarter, very much. And then in the second quarter, the Green Bay Packers still kept on the pressure on the offensive end. Well, the Dallas Cowboys started to pick things up in the second quarter, but it ended up being like around 21-13, I believe. By the time of halftime, it was over. And then we get another touchdown for the Green Bay Packers in the third quarter and 0 for the Dallas Cowboys. So it was 28-13. And then in the fourth quarter, Dallas Cowboys kicked it into overdrive. Dak Prescott was going off. The receivers were going off. Dez Bryant was just spanking people around. Jason Witten, straight stud. And of course, you got the boy Elliott running the game like no one else, straight up murdering people. And it was tied 28-28, and then it was tied up again with a couple of field goals from both teams, 31-31. The last, second to last field goal was the Dallas Cowboys, who made it. But there was, I think people are going to probably talk about that because there was seconds on the clock, 35 seconds, and they were already trying to kick it already. I'm guessing because they wanted to take it to overtime so they would have a better shot. But it ended up going against them because Aaron Rodgers just knocking down the field, even though the Dallas Cowboys were just pressuring them, like getting sacks on Aaron Rodgers everywhere, and like, oh boy, it looks like it's about to go into overtime, or maybe even turn the ball over, and they might have seconds on the clock to do a field goal of their own. But it ended up being one of the most beautiful catches, probably play of the night. Aaron Rodgers to Cooks. I don't know how he got that. I thought it was an incomplete. And then come to replay, it was a catch by a slide of the feet. And like, oh boy, man. And then the field goal, the Dallas Cowboys called a timeout to throw the kicker off. But he got that 50-yard down. And that was straight up the wrap. And I have to say thank you, Green Bay Packers. Thank you, Green Bay fans. Thank you. Even though you guys are the one who beat my New York Giants. I will call that out. But hats off to you, bro. Hats off to you. So let's look at these stats, man. Aaron Rodgers, 28 completions out of 43, 356 yards. Big time numbers. 2 touchdowns and an interception, of course. Just fantastic. He was a bad man. Bad man tonight. The receivers, you got this boy Cook. That mean catch. 6 receptions for 104 yards and a touchdown. You got Adams with 76 yards. 62 yards from Cobb. Allison with 46. And Montgomery with 34. With Rodgers with 34 yards and a touchdown. And you go back to Montgomery. He did some work. He got 2 touchdowns. He got 2 touchdowns for the team. in the rush, 47 yards for the rush, 11 carries. Whew, man. Thank you. The defense had trouble in the second half for sure, but they were able to pull through in the first half. It's just that they started to slip off. They started to get tired. They started to weaken, and the Dallas Cowboys took advantage and tied the game up. But thank you for that kicker. I'm trying to figure out Crosby. I think that's his name. Great job, man. Great job. Great job for Cook. Great job for that kicker. Fantastic. But of course, you have to give credit where credit is due. You got to give these Dallas Cowboys the respect. They came back hard. They wanted to win. At one point, I was thinking that they could have took over this incomplete game in the fourth quarter, but things happened. Dak Prescott, 24 completions out of 38, 302 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. This guy was phenomenal. He was a dual threat. Just, even though he was getting knocked down, he was getting sacked, he kept his composure. He was cool and collected. He rose under pressure, basically. You have this boy Dez Bryant dropping 132 yards. 132 yards, people. Killing it. You can't talk about him now. He showed up. He showed up tonight. Bryant also had 2 touchdown passes. Just phenomenal job. Terrence Williams with 68 yards. Jason Witten with 59 yards. I think this is the touchdown that tied them up for the 28 and 28 points at the time. I believe so. So Jason Witten, he did a good job. And 45 yards from Beasley. And then you got this boy Ezekiel, Elliott, 22 carries for 125 yards. He showed up tonight. Even though I think they slowed him down a bit in the first half, but in the second half, he was killing it. Just straight murdering everybody. Shout out to the defense that pushed good. They did a good job in the fourth quarter. It just wasn't enough to win. Sean Lee was he was a hell of a player. He was scary when he was on the court. Well, on the field, that is. But that's a wrap, man. The Green Bay Packers had 27 touchdowns. I believe they had 6 conversions on third down. So that tells a good job from the Green Bay Packers. However, the Dallas Cowboys, 25 first downs, 6 also third down conversions. Just fantastic, man. Just fantastic. So, I hate doing this, but respect to the Dallas Cowboys. Respect to the Dallas Cowboys. They did a fantastic job. Even though I do not like you, I hate you so much. New York pride and all. But y'all scared me. You guys scared me tonight. But the Green Bay Packers came through. They came through. Aaron Rodgers, that bad man. Watch ESPN First Take. If you guys know what I'm talking about. Watch ESPN First Take. Stephen A. Smith. Tomorrow morning at 10. Watch. He's going to be dogging you guys out. He's going to be dogging these Cowboys.